You're watching Nocturne Press, where shadows breathe, stories bleed, and the supernatural is more than myth. This is an original work by R.W. Buxton, author of Capital Thirst and other dark fantasy fiction, available now on Kindle Unlimited. New chapters arrive weekly. Let the Night Begin. Episode 2, The Hunger That Follows. From Capital Thirst by R.W. Buxton. When Erin Kingsly let Gerry Coffman walk away, she knew she was breaking her own rules. Not the ancient laws of her kind, those had shattered long ago. These were her personal laws, the ones carved over centuries of blood and memory. Don't leave witnesses, don't leave loose ends, don't leave room for questions. But there had been something about him. Something quiet. Guarded. A stillness behind his eyes that unsettled her. And more than that, he'd resisted her. Not just physically, mentally, spiritually. Where others fell under her gaze like dry leaves in wind, Gerry's mind had slammed shut, cold and silent. She hated it, hated him. Or maybe just the way he made her feel. She drove without destination, the city blurring past like a memory she didn't want to revisit. The growl of the engine paired with the wail of Queensryche at full volume was a distraction, temporary, futile. Her thoughts kept circling back to the man in the bar, to his stillness, to his silence. Her hunger flared now, not the sensual kind that came with seduction, but the deep, primal ache of being denied. She needed to feed. Not tomorrow. Not later. Now she'd taken his phone. A slip of arrogance on his part, or maybe a challenge. And through it, she tried to peel back the layers of who he was. She called the most recent contact. A woman answered. Aloof. Precise. Uninterested. The call ended as quickly as it began, leaving Erin with nothing but more questions and a bitter taste in her mouth. The phone had no GPS, no social media, no photos. It was a professional tool, and Gerry, it seemed, was a professional mystery. She left the comfort of the penthouse and the prestige of Georgetown behind. Tonight she needed anonymity. She needed hunger without conscience. 14th Street welcomed her with open wounds. Men lingered at corners like predators, who'd forgotten they were prey. Women paced in high heels and cheap dresses, their eyes glassy from exhaustion or chemicals, maybe both. Erin walked among them like a rumour, her presence unnoticed, but unmistakable. She didn't speak, she didn't smile, she was hunting. He thought she was working. $20, he said. You know the drill. His hands moved fast, eager, clumsy. He didn't notice the lack of fear in her eyes, didn't hear the quiet inhale as she leaned in close, didn't feel the shift in temperature before the bite. And when her fangs slid into his neck, he didn't scream, didn't struggle. He only shuddered, soft, pathetic, before fading into stillness. She felt the warmth flood her system. The ache receded, the world slowed. He was nobody, not even a memory, just a vessel. She cleaned the scene methodically, dragging him out like discarded laundry and tossing his life into a forgotten alleyway. She drove his car 4 blocks, left it idling, and walked away without a sound. It was clinical, necessary, not satisfying. Later, she poured herself a glass of blood-red wine and stared at the glowing screen. Mortgage records, financial data, public records. Gerry Coffman was an agent, federal, clean, disciplined, no social media, no chatter, no fingerprints left behind. She admired that, resented it. Erin was used to peeling men open like fruit, sweet, easy, forgettable. But Gerry was something different. He was opaque, and she hated that she couldn't stop trying to see through him. She picked up one of her oldest keepsakes, a lacquered matryoshka doll, hand-carved, painted with fading gold. Layer upon layer, one inside the other, each smaller than the last. Secrets within secrets. She thought of Gerry as she held it, wondered how many layers he had, and what it would take to break them open. The city pulsed quietly beneath her, indifferent to the blood she'd spilled or the ones she hadn't. She should have killed him, but she didn't. And now, he was in her head. A man she couldn't control. A man who might be hunting her as surely as she was watching him. She smiled softly into her glass. Let him try. This has been an original story from Nocturne Press, written by R.W. Buxton. Subscribe for more literary darkness, vampire hunger, and stories that bite.